AidStation 52. We're back, we're bad. Dogs barking, I'm Matt Raymond.
Yeah, that's
Made it
perfect.
sound like you swore. I'm Ali Pottinger.
I'm Andrew McDowell. Good. It's actually morning for once. Good morning.
I know, how
Yay.
good. I'm on annual leave. It's so nice. How's everyone doing? It's been a big couple of, my goodness, it's been a big couple of weeks in the running world. Andrew, before we get into takes and news, how's your build-up back from a period of not feeling the best going, running-wise, I mean?
Right. It's still okay. It's not great, but that's okay. I'm running, so I am not complaining. Otherwise, all is well.
Epic. What about you, Ali? How are you doing, buddy?
Good. I've made it to the land down under to Australia, ready for UTA this week, which is exciting. And had a lovely Mother's Day playing at the beach. And I'm hoping to go for a little run today. So living the dream, Matt, living the dream.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm so excited they go over the day this is released. Got the early bird flight. Very, very excited. So, and then get up the hill to Katoomba. That'll be epic. Man, my run sucked yesterday. I have to say, like one of those ones where everything went wrong that it could have done. Like I hadn't slept well for a couple of nights. I didn't kind of get my fueling or whatever, and then there was random chafing, and then I got stones in my shoe, and then I got stomach upset, and then when the cascade of like error, and it builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up. But the one thing that was amazing was I just felt completely positive the whole time. So and even if it's a training run or a run that's completely non-consequential in the grand scheme of things, you can get really in your head about stuff and like, oh, this sucks and I'm the worst and this is terrible. But that didn't happen, and it was nice. It was a nice bad run, which is good. It's good to have.
It sounds like you need to make a sacrifice to the running gods.
I think I did yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, certainly made. I remember this one moment I sat down on this log to get some stones out of my shoes. Or they were boulders, actually.
Boulders.
Do you ever get that? Like sometimes you don't get rocks in your shoes, and then sometimes you get like, it seems like you've picked up every single small pebble in your shoes. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know how it works, but maybe I had that kind of perspective that watching something like Cocodona 250 gives you. That actually, this, at least I'm not out here for a whole week doing it. I was absolutely obsessed with Cocodona. Like I had and this is very unlike me. So
Yeah, I got to say, I was impressed by your focus.
I had the live stream up on my second screen, just like minimized. I had it on. Like people would sort of pop their head around my office and like, what's that? It's got a random burbling going on, coming out. And it's, Andy Jones Wilkins on the live stream. Fantastic. What a race, eh?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's a great race every year. Aravaipa Running do an incredible job of really laying it on, shall we say. They just go hard. They've got like trucks. They own trucks that they put all their gear in and go to, AidStation, South Africa. They've got their own fleet.
That is so American.
It is very American, yeah. But yeah, they go pretty hard. I mean, you pay for the privilege. What does it cost to enter Cocodona? I should have looked that up. It's like $2,500 or something.
Yeah, the Curry brothers are amazing, and but they do other things as well. I think they've got a pizza business as well, and they've got Freak Brothers. They're really, really entrepreneurial, aren't they? Rachel Entrican, my goodness me. No, I will put my hand up and say I'd never heard of this human being before. Watching Cocodona this year, but my goodness me, 3 times winner. So she won the women's race in 2024, and then she won it again in 2025 with a new course record of 63 hours. And then this year, of course, 2026, first female and the overall winner. Her time of 56 hours, 9 minutes and 48 seconds was a new course record, and like destroying the women's record of 63, 50, 55, and actually putting a dent on Dan Green's record of 58, 47, 18. Just that's mind blowing.
Pretty cool, eh?
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, what to say about it apart from what hasn't already been said by everybody? I mean, it's an extraordinary performance. Obviously, there was quite a big focus, and not sponsored by, but Precision Fuel were making sure that she got exactly the right amount of nutrition the entire way through. That seemed to help enormously because she was so consistent, only sleeping for like 3 6-minute naps. I mean, when they started these really long races, the idea that people would be running them non-stop was absurd. You were always going to be sleeping at some point. And I would say we're within a year or two of the top dogs just running the whole thing. It's interesting. It's kind of crazy.
Don't know if it's good for you.
Yeah.
Having had intimate knowledge of the potential negative side effects of staying up for 3 days, having witnessed that quite a bit in my professional career. Yeah, it's.
But that's not really what they're doing. It's not. I mean, it's fast, right? It's 56 hours. I mean, it's 2.5 days. I was awake for 50 hours for UTMB. You do start seeing a few things, but otherwise it's okay. I think once you start getting into the 60s, yes, you probably got to be sleeping. But I think if they're going fast enough, they don't need to. Well, clearly they don't need to. I haven't actually. Sorry, I probably just chopped this out. I haven't really considered what I think of Cocodona like overall as an event. It's almost too much to. There's so much shit happens during that race. And so much did happen during this race. I mean, we've had female winners in these long races before. Obviously, Courtney won Moab 240 a few years back, and she won by a monstrous amount, wasn't it?
8 hours.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
There was that stat that someone went through all of the numbers and figured out that at about 187 miles, there is no longer an advantage between men and women, right? For whatever reason. Like, they weren't looking at the biological reasons, they were simply looking at the numbers, like stats on a page. I don't know. There's, I don't know. Sorry, I haven't given this enough thought. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it does. I think it's interesting to mull it over. Like, I mean, it's relatable, right? Like, people will all be kind of going like, oh, what do we think of this absolutely insane distance?
Well, it's not, is it? It's not an insane distance anymore.
Well,
400K.
no, I guess it's not. It's become less insane.
Nah, yeah. I mean, there's all Lazar's races that go across state lines. You've got all these backyards. People are going over 400K all the time in backyards. There's nothing these days. There's nothing particularly crazy about it. There's plenty of climbing, but there's also a lot of flat in this race. The times are really fast. I don't know, how long does it take to do 400K in a backyard?
30 laps is 200 kilometres, 60 hours.
Yeah, so it's on par with what they're doing here. And yeah, there's plenty of people now who have run that many laps. So I don't know. It's pretty cool, but I think it's cool as far as an event goes. I won't be doing it. I've found the numbers: $1,700 US, so $3,000, and that's just the race entry. Now, if you're a Kiwi trying to get over there, we've had we've had a couple of guys sign up. We've had Simon Cochran and Sam Harvey have both been signed up in the last couple of years to race it. Neither of them towed the start line. I don't know if that's financial or if it's physical, but it's a huge undertaking for people outside America to try and pull off, because it's so many days, and you need so much stuff. I mean, you saw every athlete, the amount of drop bags and everything that they need, and obviously full crew at all these aid stations, paces all through it. I mean, it's massive. That side of it is massive.
Yeah, it is an undertaking. Do you reckon, I mean, obviously Killian Korth, he won the men's race 57, 28, 36. Good on you, man. And some massive results. Do you reckon Rachel Enterkin's win is on par or more significant than Jasmine Paris's Barclay finish?
Time will tell. I personally think Jasmine's one is more impressive because her going so far beyond what any other female Barclay athlete had ever done is perhaps what really stands it apart. But they're very different races, of course. I mean, it's apples and oranges a fair bit, but I mean, they're both amazing. But I think Jasmine's, especially because it was basically like Laz saying, a female's never going to do it. A female's never going to do 5 laps. And so, yeah, I'm going to give that one to Jasmine if I had to choose. Yeah.
What about you,
I
Ali?
think I don't actually want to compare, but what I want to do is I want to recognise that it is significant. There has been more of that kind of like similar to Jasmine with Barclay, that kind of worldwide media, more mainstream media reach, which is amazing. Like I read something recently about the growth in coverage and funding in women's sports. Now, I don't have the figures, but it's gone up massively in the last 4 years or so. So I think that when things like this happen, it is really great for women's sport, and it's cool to see, like it not just being one person, but multiple people that are bringing our sport to the world stage in a mainstream way. So kudos to Jasmine and to Rachel Entrekin and, like lots of our other wonderful role models that we have in trail running. So, yeah, I think it's to me, that's this kind of similarity, like a really, really strong performance which has kind of rippled around the world.
Yeah, mainstream television picked up on Rachel's performance, which was really cool to see. We don't often get the acknowledgement in mainstream TV sports that it should do, because what people are doing out there is extraordinary. And and of course we've got like so many things happened during Cocodona. I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. I can be a bit of an old man Grinch when it comes to all of these social media personalities, shall we say, especially the ones that appear to be all sponsored by Satisfy, which is an interesting coincidence. But all of that bravado and that he's a beast, and then they all kind of seem to fail when they're really held to a blowtorch. Yes, Matt?
First thing, I just wanted to kind of say, like, the Barclay Cocodona thing.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Barclay's an absolute cult of personality around Laz. And for that, I will always... It is.
Les doesn't even run it anymore.
No, I know that, but it's still, it's synonymous with, and you go like Jamil Curry's the race director or Nick Curry's the race director of Cocodona. So that's the thing. So, but yeah, I also think I also think you can't compare them. They're both amazingly significant. But what I do, I don't know. It feels like Barclay was set up to be, like you got the race director going, no woman will ever do this. So that's what makes it kind of, that's a fairly big call. But on your point, it's interesting, isn't it? Like I've been listening to a lot of stuff regarding Max Jolliffe. I've listened to him on a couple of podcasts. My wife, Rebecca, really, really is engaged. She's worked heaps in the addiction space, so she's really into that sort of stuff. And he seems like he has such nice young man energy. And I think it's really unfortunate when people get tied up with brands. Like, I think like, and not to, well, no, why not rag on Satisfy? I've actually gone off on tears on them before, but like, I just think they're so preposterous. It is absolutely the most ham-fisted, preposterous stuff ever. I like the aesthetic of it. I do. I like it. I like this stuff. It appeals to me. I like the thing, but like they kind of,
what the clothing reminds me of? Those T-shirts that you'd get in the old CD shops back in the 90s.
Yes.
They were shit then and they're shit now. That's my opinion. Yeah. I hated them then and I hate them now.
It's covered in hot.
Yeah.
See, I think it's actually cool. I like the aesthetic, but I'm also, but then I'm so like, all of this, I have no idea about these people. It's funny because people go, oh, you're going to watch Cocodona? I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'll see a few little Instagram reels and that's my life. So I so don't get the kind of depth of brand and that sort of thing with Satisfy. So surface level, I'm like, yeah, cool brand. But then when you kind of go into it more, that's when I might get the ick with something, depending on the alignment.
But they're certainly pushing. I mean, they're pushing the envelope, and you're seeing the big companies kind of be nudged around by them. You know, the thing that I personally, you know, turns my stomach is the founder's kind of just how he's like, you know, it's for everyone, and your shirts are $600. It's actually not. It's for tech bros and dentists. That's who you're selling your stuff to.
I hadn't heard of that Max Jolliffe before this race. The only reason I heard of him was because on the live feed, every third friggin' comment was, "Where's Max? Show Max, show Max, where's Max?" And I thought,
where's the hog? Yeah.
Wow.
so it's actually it's not Max himself. I don't know anything about the guy. He's probably a lovely man, but it's his fans are just problematic.
Well, I think it's not just the fans. It's that level of you know, it ties in with your boy Scott Jurek and all that, and the AidStation Fireball, and talking about hogs and all that stuff. And they actually, our Viper, they actually blocked the term because everyone was doing it. So I think it's both people being sincere and people kind of having a crack at him. You know, so the poor guy's got it coming and going. But, you know, some notable DNFs is Max Jolliffe, Michael Versteeg, another Satisfy Pro. He's won the race before. Cam Haynes, you know, and Jeff Peltier with his first ever DNF.
Oh, you've always got to have one.
Yeah.
Cam Haynes. So Sage Canada's popping off on Cam Haynes, and this is like a massive topic of discussion. And you know, Sage is getting plenty of heat for his take on things. You know, obviously, I mean, Cam Haynes has publicly apparently said that he takes some drugs. I don't know what.
They're all on TRT. All those dudes.
Yeah, I don't even know what TRT is, but
testosterone replacement therapy. Yeah.
Right. So what does that give you? What advantage does that give you?
Steroids. It's like it's exogenous testosterone.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're back to the 80s when it comes to trail running, and people are getting away with it. And the big argument that all the Cam Haynes fans have is like, oh man, he's not winning the race. Who gives a shit? You know? And it's like, well, what? Like, that is a weird take.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of that whole thing. It's very, and I don't know if you know who Cam Haynes is. I mean, you'd love him, Andrew. No, you wouldn't, because he's a massive bow hunting guy, survivalist, conservationist. His words, not mine. So he's a bow athlete. He's, you know, carries a rock up a hill. He's run hundreds of ultras, does all that stuff, and is very kind of manosphere coded and fits into that Venn diagram with like the big veteran in the States kind of podcasty thing. His boy Truett Haynes is famous for running like sub 3 hour marathons in jeans, and wins and has like the world 24-hour pull-up record or something like that. And they're just all they're just all in that kind of Joe Rogan-y, manosphere-y kind of exogenous stuff. Yeah, I think it's terrible, but.
So I mean, what's the solution here when you've got athletes taking part that are acknowledging that they're on the juice? And I mean, you've rewind 10 years ago, and when the first sort of discussions about drugs and trail running, and everyone was like, gosh, not our sacred sport. That's never going to happen. And then, of course, you got people saying, well, they're already doing it, you know, and in your mind, you're thinking about the front 5 or 6 people that maybe one of them is or whatever. But the goalposts have shifted significantly, and now it's almost like, yeah, I am. What are you going to do about it? And the backlash that promoters would have and race directors have by getting rid of these people with 2 million followers or whatever, you know.
Exactly.
They've got all the voice. I mean, you know what was crazy is at one point when Rachel was coming into the finish, there were nearly 40,000 people on the live stream watching her. Fantastic.
Wow.
Right? That is a lot of people. At the same time, there's some German influencer guy who was running from, I don't know, like Las Vegas to LA or something. It was about a 400K run, so I suppose a similar odd distance. Maybe it was less. And he was live streaming as well. And I clicked on that. All it was a shot of him running on a completely empty road, like Forrest Gump style, like nothing but flat pancake desert all around. And he's got his back to you running away. He had 100,000 people watching him do that.
What the heck?
And that's when you realise something really weird is going on. And he wasn't doing anything particularly impressive in the sense of like, I think he'd covered 150K in 26 hours, you know. Rachel would have eaten him for breakfast, but there's something funny going on. Andrew from the future here again. I wanted to look this guy up a bit more because I didn't have enough information. It's a German guy, yes, with Turkish descent. He's called Arda Sachi. He ran from Death Valley to Santa Monica Pier, 606 kilometres. He covered it in 123 hours, which works out to just under 5 kilometres an hour. Something called the Red Bull Cyborg Season Ultra 600. It's kind of reinforcing a little bit about how I feel about all these things, calling something a cyborg season. I mean, it's a 600K run, and he completed it with lots of struggles, so my hat goes off to him. I just am baffled by the difference in interest between the two things.
You know what? Like, I guess what it comes down to, because it's an interesting kind of part of our sport now, the kind of influencer and that storytelling side of things. And it comes down to that relatability and storytelling. And if people gravitate or resonate to someone, they're going to follow them and enjoy their journey and be invested. So like for me, from a coaching perspective, like I get super enthused about, I don't care who wins the race. I get more excited about somebody whose story I really know and seeing how they go and watching them cross the finish line. So I can understand how, like if somebody's telling a good story and putting themselves out there, and it will resonate with people and make them a bit more relatable and interesting to watch, even though they're not the supreme athlete that the winners are. And I wanted to add too about the testosterone thing, because I think it's a really interesting part in our sport that needs more attention and highlighting, because, testosterone is obviously a banned substance, and there are women that get prescribed it as part of going through perimenopause, and if they don't know about it, then they would actually be considered to be doping, because I don't think you can't get a TUE or anything like that for testosterone. And also I remember talking with Justin Grunewald about it in the episode that he was on, and he was talking about men that have gone through cancer treatment or certain ages and that sort of thing. So there is actually
trans athletes.
So there's I think it's an area that needs attention and a bit of a magnifying glass on, because there are genuine reasons for people to take it, and
100%.
Perhaps we need to look at what that looks like so that it's happening in a fair way. So maybe it's like, well, I take this testosterone, but then I don't actually get a placing, or I don't know what the way forward is. But I think that, I'm not on testosterone, but if I was a perimenopausal woman who was taking it, I would feel quite awful about the fact that I couldn't, in theory, legally or fairly taking part in a race where I'd be considered to be doping, even though it was for a genuine reason.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like you said, there are some legitimate use cases for it. I think there's a different thing for someone like Cam Haines. And again, not ragging on the dude, right? Like, you do you, boo, whatever. Completely different, almost like a different species, that I'm not going to try and understand his life or why he chooses to do what he does. But the point I would also make is Andrew, tell me, how's Sage managed to annoy everyone with his take on it? How did he handle it? Elegantly and with grace, or did he just pop off? I guess we could ask him about it next week if we see him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you could ask him. I mean, Sage has always got his way, and it's quite direct. But I think if you aren't direct about these things, they just get ignored. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just hating on influencers this week. Don't mind me.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm just in a bad mood.
It's the economy of. It's because we're doing it in the morning.
That's what it is. Eh?
Everyone's reflective. We were having a discussion on the way out to the Tarawera 100. Ali, Lucy Bartholomew, and I. We gave her a ride out there, and we were talking about this thing, though, isn't it? It's not. It feels like when we grew up with running media, as it were, like Unbroken and all that kind of stuff, it was all about performance. Everything was performance based. And then the novel thing about trail running was you were doing these performances, but also doing them in really spectacular environments. So it's that kind of performance. You wanted to get a time, you wanted to do this, you wanted to do this. The focus has shifted not on performance, the focus has shifted to attention. So it's the economy of attention. So that's the thing, like, it's not the performance of, like, the two different things. You've got Rachel winning Cocodona. That's performance-based. You've got this German dude running from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. That's attention-based. And it seems like and I guess we're kind of dating ourselves, or I'm dating myself, but that shift into the younger generation of it's attention-based, and attention equals success. Performance doesn't necessarily have to equal success. It's the attention you get while you're doing it.
Okay. Cool.
I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love it. And this is what I wonder. Did you see the bum fight between Michael Versteeg and Jeff Garmire on this? This is kind of lame, pushy, shovey kind of thing.
Do we know
there.
if any of that was real? It looked kind of real. It looks weird.
What I had, I mean, it's the lamest. That's the lamest stuff ever, and like the most pathetic group of people to fight. Second only to professional cyclists are trail runners, especially elite trail runners. And I just think, A, it's stupid, but B, Jeff Garmire, he's done the Appalachian Trail. You know, like, he's a tough dude. He could have wasted Michael Versteeg, and he just looked like he kind of found it funny. He sort of just pushed them away and smiled and kept running.
But no one's clarified what was going on. We don't know. Okay.
Ever seen a physical altercation on the trails?
No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
No, I'm trying to think.
No.
I don't think so.
Should that equal a DQ for both of them?
Ooh.
Is that against the race rules?
Well, I mean, long-haired guy came at the other guy. The other guy didn't appear to do much except for fend the guy off. So I wouldn't want to get DQ'd for fending someone off.
True. Oh, well, I mean, the Lord sorted it anyway and Versteeg DNF'd. But, that was just, I was like, what are we doing? Although, the social media response with the voiceovers, absolute gold.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. One of the things that I did love, and probably the thing that I will take forward and thinking, why didn't I think of this, was the lube glove phenomenon.
Are you going to take it forward, Matt?
Hell yes, I am going to take it forward.
What's that?
What is the lube glove?
So people, and it's one of those efficiencies that you think, like, goodness me, why didn't I think of that? So, you know, deep into a race when you have to reapply lubricant to places that you perhaps don't want to, you know, and you're doing it with your bare hands, and then you've got to wash your hands, and you're putting your hands in your mouth, and you're doing all that, not to lube them, but eating and doing all that stuff, right? And so dudes with gloves on, and just into the thing, and then into every nook and cranny that you want to get your little grubby fingers into. Glove comes off, goes in a bag, happy days. Like, I just was like, that's perfect. That's going to reinvigorate my trail running. I'm wearing them now. I mean,
very good.
Yeah, no, I love little efficiencies like that. Like, I'm definitely going to try that.
I think from a hygiene perspective, that's a great idea. There's definitely been some places my fingers have gone trying to lube up on runs that I do not want to eat from afterwards.
No.
So I think that's a good call.
Yeah. No, I thought that was really, really cool.
Although, to be fair, you could actually just cut the finger off a glove if you want to save on weight. Like,
I mean, that's a really elite decision.
Well, you don't have the other four.
But like, when you mean those little the ones for like baking and stuff that are like the super thin ones, right? So they don't weigh anything.
No, just a rubber glove.
Like a full-on rubber glove. No, you don't need that. That's
no, latex gloves are fine.
Like the medical latex
the little
gloves.
tiny thin ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah, not like
200
not
in
like
a box.
Dishwashing one.
Yeah, not a dishwasher. Yeah, okay.
I mean, who knows? Some people might need one of them.
But I ran. I had to do UTMB with dishwashing gloves because your gloves had to be waterproof. But they also had to be insulated, right? So we talked to them. I was like, well, where do you find those? And the general consensus was you get your little thin insulated gloves, and you put the rubber glove over the top, and then you pull your hand out so that they're still in there, and that becomes you just chop the long arms off, and that becomes your waterproof gloves. So that's what you run around UTMB with. So I guess I was ahead of the time, but I did not use them for lubing. Never crossed my mind, actually.
Could have.
No, I thought that, and again, though, that's the thing that you work out with the amount of logistics, right? Like that's never considered. I've never considered that, but the amount of it harks back to that logistical intricacy of surviving such a race. Someone's here put South Island 250 miler.
Well, yes, there might be a cheap way to get you a 250-mile fix, not having to leave the country. Maybe. At the moment, it's all just click here to sign up to get more info. So it's
There's actually something.
There is.
Who's behind it?
Timed Events NZ, THYMED Events NZ. They just did that Ultra Wanaka, the 50K.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
They put that on. And so on their website, if you scroll down, I only learned about this thanks to Mr. Scotty Bowden this week. The Otago 250, a truly epic challenge. The 250-mile mountain ultra through the stunning heart of Otago. Think big climbs, remote trails, and a course that links some of New Zealand's most iconic landscapes. So coming 2027, that's all we got so far, but it has certainly piqued my curiosity, shall we say.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah, who knows? Don't know anything about course or area or anything, but I like the idea. The one photo that's on there looks a bit like Northburn, to be honest. So
yeah, what if it's just
it's like
it's just
laps of Northburn.
Everyone run Northburn to 400 kilometers.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's cool. I like that that's come about at least as an idea. We'll see what happens after that.
Transvolcania.
Yeah.
Oh, proud friend here, Lucy.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, she's an absolute friend of the show.
Yeah, didn't Lucy do well?
That was so cool. So under the previous course record, second place. I had sent her a message. I don't think she's seen it, but just, like knowing how she has really rallied through the, we're almost into decades now, aren't we, with Lucy? And to still be performing right up there and to kind of be really back in super fine form after, a mixed bag past decade, I'm sure there's been moments where she's contemplated, what am I doing here in this sport still, and will I ever get back to being right on the pointy end? And look at her go, oh, so cool.
I mean, she started so young though, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think about her and Ryan Montgomery put them both in the same kind of bag, child soldiers, 20 years old, running to the high level, and now they're both just on. I mean, I don't think even Lucy's not 30 yet, is she?
It's very soon.
Yeah.
It's
right. And has
weeks.
lived 10 lifetimes through that. Has lived a really compressed and a stacked career. Some health issues, some very significant health issues in there, and amazing, absolutely amazing. Guessing she's not going to be UTA then. Or is she flying home?
She did say she's going to try and make UTA. She's meant to be crewing one of her friends doing 100 miles. So hopefully we'll see her this weekend. Yeah.
What a champ. So both Blondine Laurendale, who won, and Lucy went underneath Ruth Croft's course record. So that just goes to show how quick Lucy is going at the moment, how well she's going at the moment. Beating Ruth Croft is time, Whew. And Emily Forsberg, and who's just come. I think this is her first major race since kid number. How many kids are they up to now?
She's at three now, I think.
And she got third, so I mean that's pretty outstanding. And interestingly, only 1 minute slower than her winning time in 2013. It's pretty impressive.
Is so impressive.
That is so impressive.
The toll that childbirth takes on a body, and then to go through that 3 times and still be performing at that level is just a testament to her determination and dedication. Yeah.
What I think is actually happening, and I think we need to actually expose this, is her and Killian have built their homestead in that fjord in Norway.
Yeah.
And obviously they've worked it out, and I don't know how they've done it. There's been some rift in the time continuum. It's probably something to do with the fjord and glaciers and the atmospheric stuff, and they're actually reverse aging because old mate is also. Well, there's something in that sourdough. You know, there's something in the sourdough and beetroot salad that they're eating. Like, but my God, what a power couple.
Yeah.
Yep, super cool. And interestingly, you know, talk about the focus on female athletes in these long distances doing very well. The my, you know, socials feed came up with Blondine and Lucy's results, and I had to go and look up the guys. I didn't even get the guys coming up on my socials, and so clearly I'm here for the women's race according to the algorithm. But I thought that was kind of cool because David Sinclair also ran under the course record, so it wasn't like the dudes had a bad day. It was just interesting that there didn't seem to be as much coming up, at least for me. You know, in a
First 6 dudes under the course record.
Was it? First 6 dudes.
Wow.
Yeah. So that everyone's getting pretty fast out there, eh? Super shoes? I don't know. We had a Kiwi, Toby Batchelor. He is battling a hip injury at the moment, but he still managed to get 17th in the VK. That's a 7-kilometre run with 1,100 metres of vert. That's hard out, eh?
That's.
Yep.
If you didn't have a hip injury before, you'd certainly would after, right?
He's an amazing runner, especially with that sort of stuff. He can run up hills very, very fast. So hopefully he heals up fast and keeps doing his thing. Humblest apologies. Michael Sutton was also there, and in fact, he beat Toby by 48 seconds and came in 14th, and then backed it up with the 24K race, I guess the next day. Got 15th in that as well. Amazing work. Thanks to Bradley for his Trail Running NZ newsletter, allowing me to get that extra information.
Hey, I've got one for the next fit chat. Scandal.
Yeah, scandal in bold.
Yeah, scandal. So the last couple of weeks there was an elite Australian running podcast talking about Agnes Gibbet. Oh, I don't know how to say her surname.
Nagidich. Yeah, Nagidich.
And he's quoted as saying, "You're on track for a PB. You know you're going well, but there's a girl right next to you at halfway. Just like you just reevaluating everything," which was not well met within the running community. And like when I saw that, I was like, far out. Like I remember a decade ago, people having the getting chicked conversation, and I felt like we were past that. What do you guys think? Are we? Like, I mean, we just talked. Most of this podcast has been about, Rachel Entrechin, and not like nobody's like, oh, I can't believe a girl won, or I can't believe a girl beat me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't let the opinion of one idiot sort of suggest that there's some sort of we're going backwards or anything like that. I'd say that's just one moronic comment that's best like put into it. I mean, the fact that there was such a strong opposition to it shows that it's the world's full of idiots, and occasionally they get a microphone. You know,
true.
Sometimes 3 of them.
Sometimes 3 of them.
Yeah, sometimes 3.
Is this trail running or is this a road run?
Track and road, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a 10K race.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's just a dumb thing to say. It's a bit like that Francesco Puppi, however you say his name, sort of going, oh, is that referring to the Cocodona 250, sort of saying, going on socials and saying, oh, I don't really see that is that even trail running? And it didn't look like trail running to me or something, and he probably, in the middle of all of it, there was probably a point that had some validity to it. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, you know what option you probably should have taken is to shut the fuck up. Just don't say anything. And sometimes that option should be taken more. Myself probably included in that. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it's best to just shut up.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, and I think it's easy for us in a relatively positive bubble, right? Like we have a relatively positive, relatively inclusive, progressive bubble sphere that we exist in, right? We champion that. I
don't like influencers apart from that.
Yeah, and I think that unfortunately I think those attitudes still exist, and I think unfortunately, especially in our current context, they're having a resurgence. You look at some young men and post-COVID, the amount of isolation, all that, like I would have suggested, like, dude, you probably just, and I'm lucky, like I'm really lucky that I've spent my whole career surrounded by, in fact, and I would be wrong-headed to suggest that I was in the minority because the entire system's set up for white dudes, right? But like 93% of my colleagues are women, right? Nursing traditionally has been a woman's job, and it's like, dude, have you ever seen a woman in real life? Like, it's that thing. I think that's the thing too. Like, have you ever actually spent any time hanging out with a woman? But I remember finishing a single speed race in Rotorua back when I was pretty good at that sort of stuff. And me and my dude, Jean-Philippe, he was French, finished. You absolutely just gassed at the end of these things because you got one gear and you just go in hell for leather. And he turns to me and he goes, "Oh, that was really good. We finished before the women did." And that was his metric of success. Coming over the line, I was like, I just remember looking at him like, okay, I didn't consider that. But, I go with Andrew. Sometimes people should just shut the fuck up.
Sometimes, I don't like getting beaten by a female just as much as I don't like getting beaten by a male. Is that okay?
You don't like getting beaten. Yeah,
yeah, like if I see a female up ahead of me, I'm going to try and beat them just like if I saw a male up ahead of me. Whether or not that actually happens is a secondary thing. But like, to me, they're just another competitor. So, that sounds very namaste. But for the most part, these days, I get beaten by so many chicks that I think if I had a problem with it, it would be a bit of an issue.
You just wouldn't run anymore.
Yeah, I'd just give up if that really bothered me.
I'm glad that your ego's, not fragile enough it's strong enough to withstand, Andrew.
I can take it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, my first ever trail race, I think I got about 10th to last. I got beaten by probably every female, So right off the bat, you're like, well, okay, that's your place, mate. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. But it's not, I don't know, it's never been a focus.
Before we go, we should probably shout out, if you want to come see us at UTA, Ali and I will be doing 2 live shows on Thursday the 14th up at the Expo at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got the 22 and 100 miler panel, and then on Friday the 15th at midday, 100K and 50K, both of them amazing, and we will be doing that obviously at Katoomba, the Christian convention. Anyone got anything else before we sign off for the day?
Is it anything for the rant bank, Andrew?
There's been enough ranting. It's just been embedded. It's been part of the episode this time. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm not proud of much of it, to be honest.
No, you should be. Very, very good points. Very, very good points. Yeah. Well, look, that was an AidStation podcast. I'm Matt Raymond.
I'm Ali Pottinger.
I'm Andrew McDowell.
And we will see you all next week with a slew of Ultra Trail Australia related content and sundry interviews. Matewa.